Hello traders, welcome to the beginning of the week, so the Monday forecast with the euro and the US dollar, and of course the rest of the pairs. So for the first one, this is looking descending, so I am seeing a descending structure for EU. Right here you can see that we're just breaking the lows and kind of leaving wicks, which is a good sign. So you can see the low breaks right here, broke with a wick, retraced, broke the low, retraced, again broke this low, left the wick, retraced, and broke the low again and retraced. And when we see a descending structure, we usually expect the price to reverse to the upside. So after this descending structure, we are expecting for it to kind of push to the upside and maybe give us a nice move to the upside, start a nice trend. So we are looking for a nice impulse up, and then I will be looking to get in for a buy order. Now I would like to see even more of a descending, then maybe a first reversal, or as I said, a nice trend. But this has potential. Overall price is moving to the upside and then moving to the downside, then descending. So definitely not stagnant and not a range bound, which is giving me potential to maybe get in on a trade if an opportunity presents itself, of course. But the main point is we are not range bound, so that is a very good sign. And I'm also seeing if maybe we get a push to a downside from this descending structure. So maybe something like this, and then we can get in on a nice downtrend. So definitely looking for a push up or a push down on the euro pairs. We can get a descending and then impulse in the same direction. So that is possible, and usually that impulse does continue moving to a downside. What I don't want to see this descending just go into an ascending channel, so something like this. Then that would signal to me further range bound price action, and I would not be interested in getting in the market when there is a range. Of course, we are trend traders and we are looking for the nice trend up or a nice trend down. So that's about it for EU. For EJ, we can move the lines now a bit. So right here is the most recent low. This is the most recent break. So I know a lot of people are wondering why I have these lines. Well, it's just to see where the breaks are happening, because if it just broke by a little bit like this, then you know to expect the range. So this is a very good indication for me that I don't have to look prior where the candles have broken. It just makes it easier to spot a, let's say, descending or an ascending structure, because you mark out that the lows have been broken and exactly where they have been broken. So it just makes it easier to spot an ascending or a descending channel or an actual trend or a range bound market like this one, because we broke the low here, retraced, we broke the high here, retraced, broke the high again, retraced, and the overall price is very range bound. There is potential though, because I am seeing a V reversal. It's not a clear V reversal, but we did have a large momentum down and then large momentum to the upside. Because of that, I am seeing if we get the range here, and I'm seeing if we then maybe push to the upside and then get in on that nice uptrend. So definitely looking for potential for a buy order, because we know that there's a pattern where we get the V, we get a range. So we get the V, we get a range, and then we continue in the direction of the second V leg. We start trending to the upside in this particular case. Of course, you can make also a case for a head and shoulders. This would be the first shoulder, this would be the head, this would be the second shoulder. Not really a pattern I trade, but this pattern is very similar to the V reversal, range, and then an impulse up. That is why I'm also spotting a head and shoulders pattern. So let's see if this continues up. Overall price is looking a bit range bound. We had this huge volatility. So there are a bit of warning signs, but then again, we're looking at the most recent price action. And if the most recent price action shows us an uptrend, we will definitely be looking to buy. So if we get an impulse down, I will look to sell. But the highest probability direction for this pair is to go to the upside. Of course, if we get a larger range, then I'm not trading it. I'm just being a lot more patient. I'm looking for a nice impulse up or a nice impulse down. Aussie US dollar, it's looking also descending, but this descending is not looking that clean. compared to, let's say, the euro and the US dollar. So the overall price is also, I mean, we did have a move up, so it's not stuck in this range like it was prior. So you can see it was just stuck in this flat wide range. Now it has kind of moved away from that, and it is starting to descend. So I am looking for the price to reverse right here. Let's see if that will happen. Let's see if we get maybe more of a cleaner descending and then a nice push up, get in on an uptrend, get in on a continuation pattern, either a flag or a break and retest, and those are the two continuation patterns I use. So yeah, again, descending but not looking that clean, to be honest. So let's see if this reverses. Again, we can start trending to a downside, but that's more of a characteristic for the euro pairs. If I see a large push down, I will look to sell, but if I see just a weak push to a downside from here, then that's kind of not really a high probability move. Again, that kind of price action is reserved for the euro pairs. So that is about it for AU. What I don't want to see, I know what I don't want to see. I don't want to see this ascend, because then it signals to me a larger range. The only thing I want to see is a large push up or a large push down. The highest probability way is for the price to go to the upside because of this descending structure. Again, taking out the stops, taking out liquidity all the way here, liquidity here, again, liquidity here, liquidity here. So all of these people that are going along, waiting for the price to reverse at each of these areas, have been stopped out. So the market makers gained fuel to reverse the price to the upside. Very simple mathematics, or mechanics of the market, however you want to call it. So what we try to do, we get in where the market makers have taken out liquidity, because we want to follow the market makers. We do not want to follow the retail traders. The retail always loses, or they lose 90% of the time. Aussie Japanese yen, this is looking very range bound indeed. So we had this huge V, then we started to range around as expected because of the large V reversal and the large volatility. To be honest, on the Aussie Japanese yen, I just want to see this move away from the current range bound area, from the current formation, give us a large push to the upside like this, or maybe a nice flag, or give us a large push to the downside, then a nice break and retest, or a nice flag to the downside. So definitely just to move away from this range. Just remember, reversals don't really work out on this pair. I'm only looking for continuation trades, to be honest. So focusing on those continuations on the Aussie and the Japanese yen. The pound had a nice uptrend before. So we had nice push up, pullback continued, pullback continued, pulled back, continued, but are now getting maybe a small pause, pausing for a bit, consolidating. So that is really normal after an uptrend or a downtrend. This is the distribution phase or the accumulation phase, depends on if we reverse or we go up. Doesn't really matter. When we see evidence for the upside, we will buy. When we see evidence to sell, we will sell. Very simple strategy. So I'm looking for a push up and then a break and retest to the upside, or I'm looking for a push down and then a break and retest to the downside. I just want to see price move away from this current structure. For the pound, I need to see some clear conviction, clear uptrend, clear downtrend, nice large impulses to the upside or to the downside. Otherwise, I'm being more patient. Especially, I'm not taking any reversals. Even flags, they need to look perfect. So for flags, I'm also being a lot more careful. But my cream of the crop for the pound is the break and retest setup after a large impulse. That's really simple, and that's it. NJ, New Zealand Japanese yen, still stuck between the low and the high. We still have not broken out as far as I can see. So yeah, I can put in the ray lines, horizontal ray right here and right here. This is your most recent high. This is the most recent low. We are still inside of this structure. So being more patient, waiting for a large push up, large push down, Now the probability is that we will maybe break the high. You shall see. Price is moving close to the high. Again, I'm looking for large momentum to the upside or large momentum to the downside. Looking to buy or sell after that. Of course, be really careful about the accumulated stops right here. That is important because if we get a weak break and a retrace, usually the price just continues ranging around. And as a trend trader, you don't want to get caught in these liquidity areas. You don't want to be the one that the market makers have taken out to build their liquidity. You actually want to be the one that is following the market makers. So market maker's signature is when they have a large push up, and the market maker signature that they are taking out stops is a weak move and then a quick retrace. That's about it for the forecast and the trade recap. I'm seeing potential on the dollar pairs, Euro US dollar, Aussie US dollar. The rest is really sleepy, waiting for more development, but my eyes are on the EU and AU pair. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. The new schedule is here, and tomorrow wait for another video on prop firms. So definitely we'll see you in the next forecast and trade recap.